Hi, Daniel with Keg King here. If you already have a snub nose, and there's thousands of them out there across the world that thousands of brewers are enjoying, and you want to turn it into a Gen 3, you don't have to get a brand new Gen 3. All you need to do is get our upgrade kit. I'm going to show you how to turn your Gen 2 into a Gen 3. Check this out. So the original snub nose came in the blue box. It now comes as a Gen 3 model with all the upgraded parts in the cardboard boxes with the black print. Now, what's changed about them? They now have a dry hop port. They now have a Thermowell. They now have the lid that sits inside the neck of the 35-liter tank. And most importantly, they have centralized floating pickup. So if you want to add those features into your existing snub nose, you don't have to get the new tank. All you have to do is take some parts off of your old one and get our upgrade kit. So this is your old lid. You're going to have to remove it from the tank and keep the float valve on it and everything. And what you're going to be doing is removing the post. This is the new lid, and you can see it's a very different design. So the same sort of shape, but instead of sitting on top like this version does, this one sits in the neck. So we'll go ahead and open up the upgrade kit. So what you're going to find inside of it is just this blank lid with no posts, no Thermowell, and no dry hop port. You're going to find a key ring, and you're going to find the cap to the dry hop port, which just simply sits right in here like this. The next thing you're going to do is attach your Thermowell. So now let's get the old lid off of the first snub nose. So if you already have the snub nose, you're going to be saving this collar. Go ahead and remove this from in here. And the next thing you're going to want to do is remove your existing floating dip tube and the float ball. So take that off of the post. And the next thing that you're going to be doing is removing these posts. So we'll go ahead and probably using some pliers to be able to hold the nut at the back while you twist this. You're going to be removing the posts and keeping the dip tubes. So once you've removed the post and dip tube from the bulkhead from inside of the lid, you're just going to remove the post and the poppet and the dip tube. So it's going to look like that. So you'll have these two parts in your new lid. Go ahead and drop the dip tube into place, and you'll be able to take the post and the poppet and the spring and put them back on top. And then, because it's a plastic to stainless steel connection, it is best to kind of start backwards until you feel the threading on the stainless steel parts connecting with the plastic parts. This way you won't strip the threading on the plastic parts. But once you do this and get it right into place, it will twist right into place nicely. Now you do the same thing for the other side. So with your dry hop port, just make sure that the top part of it is nicely screwed into the hole of the lid. And then what you're going to do is, finding your old lid, you're going to remove the red PRV and put it in the top of the dry hop port, into the top port, just like that. So now you've almost got everything complete. Let's just put the key ring onto the float, and we're going to cut the dip tube so that it can be centrally aligned on the Thermowell. All you're going to do for that is locate your dip tube, grab your lid assembly, locate the liquid port side of the assembly. So not the gas post side, but the liquid side. And you're just going to go ahead and get your key ring. Let's do the key ring first. Slide it over the connection for the float ball and the dip tube. Then you're going to put that on the end. You'll put this on the end of the Thermowell like that. So you'll have enough tube length to be able to connect it to the dip tube up here, but you also want it so that it's short enough that it doesn't wind up sliding off the bottom of the Thermowell. Now you should still be able to pick up practically everything from the bottom of your tank, depending on how much sediment there is. But since you have a clear tank, you'll be able now to have that floating dip tube central in the tank, and you can monitor, so long as it's not too dark a beer, how far down you want to be able to pull liquid before you hit that sediment layer at the base. So we'll go ahead and measure a little bit. I'm going to give it about a good guesstimate there. And we'll cut that part off there. But then you'll just want to go ahead, and you can use foaming sanitizer or even just a little bit of water to try to get this up onto the dip tube. So once you've cut, you should be able to just go ahead like that with the key ring and put it so that you have a centrally located floating dip tube. And now go ahead and add this back to your tank. And you'll see the lids now fit really nice and solidly into the neck. Nice tight seal. Once you've got the lid on nice and tight, go ahead and locate your collar, give it a spin, get it into place, tighten it into place. Go ahead and put this back. So that's how to turn your snub nose into a Gen 3 snub nose for a higher level of fermentation control than you've ever had before in a P.E.T. pressure fermenter. You'll have Thermowell, dry hot port, the new lid that sits in the neck, and of course the centralized floating dip tube. You also have a couple of leftover parts, including these bulkheads and the hex nuts that go with them, and the old lid, which you can wear as a medallion or you can keep as a trophy in your brewery space, whatever you like. But now you have the Gen 3 snub nose. So congratulations. I hope you liked this video and I hope you enjoy the Gen 3 as well. Appreciate you watching. If you liked, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we hope to see you again, brewers. Thanks for watching.